Hey, are you a teenager or do you have one that is interested in starting a business? Here's what I wish I knew in advance. Hey guys, Jeremy Montoya back here with another show to help you in efforts to living the dream and making a profitable living doing what you love. And
I
into
can't get the answer to that on HomePod.
Oh, it's right in the middle of the show. Today, I wanted to share with you guys my advice and what I wish I knew back as a teenager when I started my first business. To give you context, if this is the first time that you are finding me, my name is Jeremy Montoya. I've been an entrepreneur since I knew the word. I've been selling stuff in the second grade, and when I was 19, I started my first clothing business with one of my best friends. And since then, I've gone on to create multiple businesses and projects. And so, what I wanted to do today is share with you guys, if you're a teenager, what I wish I knew, or if you're a parent with a teenager, how you can help to guide that with some of this advice if you have an entrepreneurial and ambitious teenager in your household or in your life. So, one of the things that I really underestimated when I was starting my first business is how much work it takes. And that right there, for some of you, you have the time to be able to do all of that work that it takes. But for the overwhelming majority of you, myself included, we do not have the knowledge yet to know what work we need to be doing in order to make it successful. If you have a list of 10 things to do as a business, right? You kind of have to figure out, what the business is. You want to figure out what you're going to sell, who the customers are, what's the logo, getting registered with whatever state or country you live in. And those are all very surface level things. But inside of all those random things I mentioned, which are very necessary to starting any business, there's an order of things that you want to do, and there's an importance factor with each of them. Some of those things are important, like you got to do it, but it's like a 1 out of 10 in terms of impact. You want to, and you don't know yet, you don't know which of the things you're going to do that is going to lead you to the most amount of results yet. And so while you might have the time right now to be able to figure out, I think that's a huge advantage, what we don't have yet is the behaviors and the understanding and knowledge to figure out where we need to direct our time and direct our energy inside of that time. And so what I overestimated is, yes, how much work there is to do, but also what am I supposed to be doing right now? And that really only comes with experience. And there's many ways to get the experience. We're going to talk about a few of those ways here today. But you don't know yet. And so a lot of that unknowing will cost you time, which is awesome. You have to learn. What a better way than as a teenager than to be able to figure that out, right? While you're young, so that as you get older, you have those things figured out. I'm 28 right now. It's 2018. And I have a lot of friends now who have either started a business or are starting one. But these are things that I was doing when I was 19 that most of my friends aren't doing until they're 30 and on, which is completely fine. I was a lot more lonely back then, and I knew even back then that I couldn't wait for my social circle and my peer group and my age group to catch up with me, so I had more people to be around. And that leads me to my second point here for what I wish I knew when I was starting out. And I wish I knew how much further I could go just by being around people who have success in whatever that I was wanting. And I knew this in other areas of my life, but because I was just kind of so alone in figuring out this whole business thing, I didn't stop to think about it then. And it didn't happen until a couple years later after failing so largely that I kind of solved this situation. With whatever you're wanting, maybe you decide that you want to have a clothing business like me and my best friend did, or maybe you decide that you want to start freelancing, maybe you want to decide you want to cut lawns. I want for you to do everything you can to go find someone else who's done that already. Maybe it's just on YouTube here and you surround yourself with their content by listening to it throughout your day. Maybe it's another kid in your neighborhood who's mowing lawns. Maybe you found, maybe you want to be a clothing guru and so you go and surround yourself with Damon John. Or you go and surround yourself with some other, fashion influencer or a clothing line company maker that has has gone down that path. In doing that, you are slowly increasing your percentage of success, and you're also increasing those habits and those behaviors, and you're really strengthening those by taking them from people who are successful. For most teenagers, if you're watching this, you have the habits of the people who have raised you, God bless their souls, and the people who are around you. But those people also have extremely bad habits and are, unfortunately, what I have found as a young adult, they're just as lost as everybody else and trying to figure it out. They've just been here on earth a little longer. Everyone's just trying to do their best, right? You got to give people credit. You got to go easy on them. But at the same time, you really have to pick apart the advice that you're taking. I share here very often, I'm on a plant-based diet now, but I've weighed over 200 pounds because the people around me taught me how to use the fork. And it wasn't until I took my health back and my power and retrained myself to use a fork with different behaviors that I was able to get into a point where I am healthy and no longer sick and overweight. And so it's the same with business. If you surround yourself with people who have that result with you, then you can go further and get better results. One of the reasons my plant-based diet stuck was because I had a friend who said, hey, I'll do this with you for 30 days. And that right there, that accountability helped me. Maybe that for you is an older business mentor you find at a networking event or you find online, you reach out to them and just say hi, don't ask for anything, but you just know you're going to follow them. And whether they know it or not, you're going to take all of their advice, you're going to implement on it, and you're going to come back to them and share with them your amazing results. So I underestimated the amount of time and what to do in that time. And then I didn't surround myself with successful people. Not enough. I thought I just wanted to work on the website, right? And I wanted to, put items into, create designs, right? And logos. And those things are necessary for a clothing business and a graphic design business. But those things right there did not get us more customers. And it wasn't until I figured out how to get customers, what a customer is worth, how to keep the attention of potential customers and convert them into customers, and then convert customers into repeating, and so on and so forth, did anything work at all. That's when I talk about you don't know the thing in all of the actions that you can take that are going to lead you towards revenue or lead you towards a successful business yet. But you got to work through that. It takes time. It takes energy. It takes failing a lot, which is the name of the game, so you have to accept it. The third thing that I wish I knew is the impact of having and paying someone who has experienced results in what I'm wanting for their help. And it wasn't until my third take at business that I humble myself enough to say I suck and that I need a coach or a mentor or somebody who can help me. And in that moment, I knew that I could go and beg and I could ask, and maybe someone wants to do it for free, but that probably wouldn't be worth it. I wanted results. And so I went and found somebody who had the exact business that I was wanting, and I invested a lot of money to the tune of thousands, closer to tens of thousands of dollars over time, in surrounding myself with that person so I could be more like them, talk like them, walk like them, think like them, make the same decisions as them, because I inherently knew that would make me successful just like them. And so you got to find a mentor, you got to find somebody that you can pay, that you can give your hard-earned money to. And for a parent, if you're watching this, make your kid earn that if you're in a position to pay for it. Make them earn it through the effort they're putting in, through showing you a business plan, through showing you that they're constantly developing themselves, even without a coach, that they're looking for a coach, all of those things. Make them, get them invested in it so that they value it more. But I can tell you that the biggest knowledge inside of this video that I've learned is that the shortcut to success in anything is, and there's success in bad things too, right? But success in anything is to find people who've already done it, surround yourself with them, and then a level up, the advanced tip, pay them to help you to answer your questions, even if it's for an hour a week, an hour a month, or an hour a year. You find that right mentor, and you'd be surprised how much they can change your life and your business in 5 to 10 minutes, or with one word, or with one sentence or phrase from experience and them knowing how to navigate all of this business kind of landscape that you're wanting to go through. I want to know from you, are you a teenager that's looking to start a business? What kind of business are you wanting, or what are you considering? I also want to help you, so leave a comment. I read and I respond to every single one of them, and I want to help you in your journey to finding your passion, to living the dream, and to making a profitable living in all that you do in those efforts. And so leave a comment, I want to know, and if you see people down there, be sure to interact with them, because they're probably on a very similar trajectory as you are, and they could be a resource for you too. You just never know who you're going to meet around my community. If you like this, be sure to leave a thumbs up or a heart, and be sure to subscribe and follow. And if you like this, you're going to love my VIP newsletter. Head to whatupjeremy.com/subscribe, where I put out about 99% of my stuff is free that I put out there, but I share 19% of it with my email list and with my blog, and I don't share it anywhere else. And I want you to be getting those resources, because I can already tell you're determined and you're somebody who's looking for results in your life. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys back again tomorrow with another one. Cheers.